Nobody prepares you for how awkward embodiment feels when you're used to surviving. Your body doesn't recognize softness at first, so it feels clunky and foreign and wrong. But it's not wrong, it's healing. Hi, my name is Abby, and I'm doing a 30-day challenge that I'm calling the Holy Shift, where I'm shifting my entire freaking life. Today is day 14, which means I have officially made it 2 weeks into this challenge, and this second week has been challenging. It is a much different tone than the first week. The first week was easy peasy lemon squeezy. This week has been a little bit of a nightmare. And if you are shifting anything in your life, changing, evolving, growing, you're gonna wanna stick around to what I learned this week. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that I noticed is I feel incredibly awkward and uncomfortable in my own skin. This is very common when you have spent a lifetime in survival mode, because in survival mode, you are completely suited up in armor. Every single day, you are battling with life, and that armor becomes part of you. So as you start healing, you are melting that armor off. You are picking it up and setting it down because you don't need it anymore. You're not battling, you're living. But your body gets so used to living with that heavy, stiff, clunky armor. When you start taking it off, it doesn't have free mobility yet. It still feels the weight of that armor. It doesn't remember what it's like to move without it. You lack range of motion. So that's what I'm experiencing right now, is I feel really like awkward in my body, and I notice this especially when I'm taking videos for my YouTube shorts. In my everyday life, out and about, I don't know what to do with my limbs, I don't know what to do with my face, I feel uncomfortable in who I am. I feel very stiff and very rigid, and I want to be more feminine. I want to be more free and flowy and sensual and flirty and fun, but I'm not right now. So part of the continuation of the healing that I'm doing is giving myself grace that I am not where I want to be. And even though I'm not where I want to be, I am still showing up for myself every single day, because I know with time and with practicing softness, I will remember and I will return. The second thing I noticed was this week I had a lot of body symptoms come up, and as you are shifting and changing and growing and evolving, you are moving in frequency. So while your energetic body is on board with that, your physical body is like, what the heck is happening? When you are used to surviving, you are living in a very low frequency, and that's what your body is used to. So when you start doing the healing work and you start shifting into higher frequencies and higher expressions, your body is used to being over here, and now you're moving over here. So that gap in frequency that it's feeling takes a minute for it to catch up. And what this looks like is a lot of purging. So I was having a lot of headaches, a lot of stomach pains, a lot of exhaustion. You guys, I was so exhausted. And this is so normal because your body needs time to integrate. You are changing on a cellular level, and that is a really big deal. I needed to give myself more grace. I needed to rest more, because I know that I am shifting. The first week started off such high vibration that now my body is like, whoa, what are we doing? And I need to relax and rest and remind myself that it's safe to shift. As your body starts moving into that new frequency, your body has to purge. So again, that's what I was experiencing, and purging can look many different ways. It can look emotionally, which I was also doing. It can look headaches, stomach upset, skin issues, rashes, acne, muscle pain, joint pain, anything under the sun. Because when you are in that low frequency, your body starts to store that energy inside of you. So as you start to climb up the scale in frequency, those lower things that you're holding on to will not survive in that higher frequency. It has to get out of your body. So your body has to physically push it out in order for you to climb higher. And that's really hard. So please give yourself rest during that period. I know it feels like it can be annoying to have to slow down, especially like my week 1 was so good. Now it's like, what is wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong with me. I am just changing, and that requires rest. Sometimes you have to slow down in order to speed up, which brings me into point 3. I really needed to learn this week the difference between pressure and momentum. I really want to be consistent with these videos that I'm making, but this week, because I've been so tired, because I haven't felt high vibe, because I am integrating and I need to slow down, I haven't been able to produce the quantity and quality of videos that I originally envisioned for this series. And I was putting so much pressure on myself, essentially to perform, which is the opposite of what this challenge and this series and this YouTube channel and life is about. It's not about performance, it's about embodiment. I was losing sight of that. I was focusing so much on having to produce, and this comes from a place of fear. It's the mind. It's saying like, you have to keep up, don't stop, don't slow down, you don't have time to rest. And that is not true. That is fear speaking. That is the ego speaking. And you have to push through that and say, it is safe to rest. And that pressure was putting so much pressure on me, which is another reason I was experiencing headaches and stomach pains. So I needed to learn that momentum is aligned action, and that's when it feels easy. It doesn't necessarily mean that the thing that you're doing is like a walk in the park, but it means that it is not going against the current. That when I was trying to force things with that pressure on myself, nothing was working out for me. I literally mean nothing was working out for me. I would upload videos, edit them, go to load them on YouTube, and the video's lost. It's not in CapCut anymore. It's not saved in my files. In the span of 3 seconds, it's completely gone. Something that I spent hours editing. I would go to film a video and it's completely out of focus. I would go to film and my camera battery's dead for no reason. It was just charged. So all of these things were happening that was like, how many annoying things are gonna come into your life repeatedly for you to say, you know what, I need to take a break, for you to take your hands off it and just let go. And I will be honest, it took many things coming into my life for me to just say, okay, I will lay down, I will rest, and I will integrate. So that momentum, that natural flow was what I was experiencing in the first week. Now that the second week has come and I've needed to slow down in order for my body to catch up to where I am energetically, that's been really difficult. That natural flow has not been there, because the natural flow is like this and I'm trying to be like this, and my body's saying no, no thank you, no gracias. And because we live in a world that glorifies producing, that was really hard for me to do. It was really hard for me to slow down, and I'm still learning that I don't need to push myself, that I don't need to always show up the way that I think other people want me to be. That's actually the opposite of how I want to show up. So I need to learn that when it feels aligned and it feels like it's in flow and it feels easy, that's going to help me even feel comfortable in my own body, because those are the words that I was describing. I want to feel in my body flowy, fun, aligned, energetic, sensual, playful. So when I'm feeling pressure, force, fear, anger, frustration, I am not in alignment. There is no natural flow there. So reeling it back in, taking a minute, going within and saying, okay, why am I pushing myself so hard? And another question that I needed to ask myself was, is this procrastination or integration? Because when we are changing things, a lot of the times we are going to have self-sabotaging behaviors come on real fast, because change equals danger, which is not true. So self-sabotage is going to come online, and for a lot of people, that is procrastination. Avoiding doing the things that you know you need to do, that you know you want to do, that you know are going to help you change. And when I was slowing down, I needed to ask myself, am I just self-sabotaging? Or is this integration? And I was not self-sabotaging, you guys, because I was still trying to show up for myself in the like nth degree. And it was not working. Sometimes there will be obstacles and challenges on our path that come up to see if you will push past them, but sometimes they're coming up to see if you will just slow down and surrender. So those are questions that you're going to need to ask yourself and get clear with yourself for. I hope this video helped you. I know that change is really hard. I know that fear is really loud. And I know that when your body feels like shit and you're really struggling to move forward, and especially after such a high vibe week, it can feel like you're doing something wrong. It can feel like you are headed in the opposite direction of where you want to go and where you need to go. But it's all part of the process. You really need to give yourself grace. I love you. Thank you for tuning in.